So thank you, everyone, for coming to today's Forest Lake Improvement Board of Tuesday, April 4th. If we could please start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. First, we have just to note attendance, and then also reviewing the posted meeting notices. Do you want to go over those?
Sure. Just they're in the packet. The meeting was posted in the required locations in advance of this meeting, and the agenda also in the packet were delivered last week in advance of this meeting, so our meeting is in order.
Perfect. Next, we have public comment. If anybody would like to come up and speak. Sure. Okay. I will close public comment. Next is the meeting minutes for the hearing of assessment. We've all had a chance to look them over. Unless there's any changes, I'd look for a motion to approve.
I motion to approve.
Motion by Effie.
Support.
Support by JC. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That passes. Next, we have confirmed expenditures since last review from February 22nd through March 30th. Did you want to go over any?
Sure. There were two items. One was an advertisement, and one was legal fees associated with defense of the Sidney Barrett versus the Lake Pro and Accident Fund Insurance Company case that the Lake Board has recently been added. And the material backing that up is in the packet behind item number 4. Oh, 5, sorry.
And then do we vote? Yeah, we vote on that. So we,
Right.
I would
Any
look for a
questions
motion.
about those?
Any questions? And if not, I'd look for a motion.
So moved.
Support by J.C. Garrison. I'm sorry, motion by J.C. Garrison.
Support.
Support by Effie Steele. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That does pass. So next, I'd look for consideration of entering a closed session pursuant to MCL 15.2681E and H to discuss attorney-client privilege communication regarding the pending litigation of Sidney W. Barrett versus Lake Pro. Do we have a motion
So
to?
I move just what you said, to
Yeah.
enter in a closed session pursuant to MCL 2.681E and H to consider and discuss attorney-client privilege communication concerning the pending litigation of Barrett versus Lake Pro
Oh,
and
the
Accident
Sorry,
Fund
I missed
Insurance
it.
Company.
Support.
So motion by Clerk Brooks.
And I'll call the roll?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay, so we call the roll. Effie Steele.
Present. I
Yes.
approve. Yes.
Martin Brook. Yes. J.C. Garrison.
Yes.
And Danny Walsh.
Yes.
That passes. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 0.
So we will go into closed session, and we will be coming back. So we'll see you in a little bit.
Let me do a quick revision of that. So, based upon the promised dismissal of the Lake Board from the Sidney Barrett versus Lake Pro and the Accident Fund, I move that we accept our attorney recommendations for handling litigation and for a 0 settlement authorization if the promised dismissal does not occur.
We have a motion by Clerk Brooke,
Support.
support by J.C. Garrison. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That does pass. So next we have going on to reviewing Mike's Clearwater harvesting contract. And we'll open some discussion. You had a question that we...
Sure. So the revised contract is in the packet. It's item number 7. The revision parts are handwritten in. They include an additional fee for lakeshore cleanup. Includes the requirement that he provide us as a named insured and defines all the insurance policies required. And we are requiring that Mike's Clearwater Harvesting provide us copies of the actual insurance contracts, not just their certificates of insurance. And subject to that, the contract, the only other item remaining is
The indemnification
fee.
going forward.
No, the fee for being named an additional insured, if any. The amount is not in the contract. We've sought that number. We don't have a number to put in there. So that's kind of what's open to us at this point. It's
Where is that section about the fee?
It's just been raised. So when we
Oh, okay.
provide him this contract, he says, "Oh, and I need a fee for being named, for the Lake Board being named as an additional insured." It's not unusual. We see that in other contracts that, if we're just insured, that's one thing. But if we're a named insured, it's another level of defense obligation on the insurance company, and it increases the costs. So it's oftentimes passed on. So that request is not out of the ordinary, but we don't have any dollars or cents to put into that at this point in time. Perhaps we consider approving this contract subject to the insurance contract showing the Lake Board as an additional insured, and subject to a fee for that found to be acceptable by the board chairperson.
Anybody
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And to me, what's acceptable is something consistent with what all the other vendors have charged in a similar type of situation for a similar type of service.
Do we know what that figure may be?
Not off the top of my head, but it's a couple hundred.
I think it's 50.
$50?
Okay,
It's not a lot of money.
very reasonable.
So do you want to give me authority under a certain amount, so that doesn't all fall on me? 'Cause
Under $100?
Yeah, because I'd be coming to you anyway saying, what's the norm? So if we can
Right.
kind of establish that here
We
and say.
haven't done a
if-
study to actually give a number to that, but.
Okay.
But Tom would be best positioned to have an idea of what the norm is.
He's quickly searching. I can
Yes,
see
he is.
I can see the fingers going. Even if we give like just some sort of cap, so that I know if it's below that, to sign it. If not, bring it back to the board.
I think maybe under $100 would be
Okay.
acceptable.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
So I move that we approve the Mike's Clearwater Harvesting contract as presented in the packet, subject to a revision for the up to $100 for the additional named insured provision, and subject to Mike's Clearwater Harvesting providing us a copy of the insurance contract in showing that the Lake Board is an additional insured.
Anybody have any questions? If not, I look for a support of that motion.
Support.
Support, so motion by Clerk Brooks, support by Effie Steele. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That does pass. Do we have any other business? And if not, then I look for a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Motion by Clerk Brook,
Support.
support by J.C. Garrison. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That does pass. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.